How's everybody doing? My name's Mike, and we have Miss Maya with us today. She's a 10-week-old Great Dane, and we're going to be practicing doing some sit work with her. So I'm going to teach her how to sit and how to stay. Originally, come here, girl. Originally, I was teaching her to sit just by putting my hand underneath her chin, and she would go into a sit position for me. Good girl. And what we did is we start using just a little pressure on the collar with my hand. So then she starts sitting and also feeling that pressure. Then we can actually switch it over to just using pressure on the collar, which is what we want. That's going to be the communication, is the pressure on the collar. So I'm going to go ahead and work her a little bit, and there's little bits of grass on the ground and stuff like that, so if she tries to mess with it, I'm just going to give her a little correction. It's important to teach a puppy not to pick things up off the ground, as that's where they get diseases and all kinds of things from. So it's better if they only sniff when they're trying to go to the bathroom. Otherwise, they're basically tracking. So I'm going to go ahead and work her and show you what that looks like. Alright, girl, heel. Good girl, sit. So a little pressure. Good girl, good sit. Heel. Sit. A little pressure on the collar. Good girl, good sit. Heel. Come on, girl. Good girl. Come on, girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. So that was no pressure that time. Good girl. Good sit. So there's a lot of positivity. There's a lot of rewarding her for sitting for us. She's a young puppy, and we want to teach her what we want from her. We don't correct them until we've taught them what we want. And remember, the pressure isn't the correction. The pressure is just signaling to her what we want to make that imprint, so she will do it eventually without the correction, without the pressure on the collar, kind of like she just did. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Good job. Good girl. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Good job. Heel. Come on, girl. Come on, heel. Heel. So now I'm going to have her sit, and then I'm going to actually move around her. Good girl. I'm going to use my hand to pet her and keep her still. Good girl. This kind of helps them stay seated when I get behind her. Good. Good girl. That's a good sit. Good girl. Good girl. Good sit. That's what we want. We want to teach the dog that I can walk around, I can move around, and she can remain seated. It's a good habit. Hey, sit. That's a good habit to get them into very early. Heel. Good girl. Sit. So a little pressure on the collar. Good. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Good job. So I'm going to move around her. Good. Good girl. Good girl. So that's all I'm going to do with her for this session. We get the dog up off a place, and we do this inside several times a day, and it makes it much easier for the dog doing it in short sessions, like short but sweet. Get them to have a lot of success. Good girl. Good sit. So even while I'm giving her affection, she's remaining sitting, which is good. So yeah, short sessions, you make it sweet for them and make it fun, and that way it's just all positivity. They start to want to work for you and work for that affection. So keep it short with your puppy, and make sure that they have success.